Ribs move up and outwards, and diaphragm moves down. This movement increases space in our chest cavity, and air rushes into the lungs. The lung gets filled with air during exhalations. Ribs move down and inward, while diaphragms move up to its former position. This reduces the size of the chest cavity, and air is pushed out of lungs. These movements in our body can be felt easily. Take a deep breath. Keep your palm on the abdominal. Feel the movement of abdominal. What do you find? After having learned that during breathing there are changes in the size of the chest, activity children got involved in the chest expansions competitions. Every was boasting that see he. Smoking damages lungs. Smoking is also linked to cancer. It must be avoided. Could explain it the maximum. How about doing this activity in the class with your classmates? Nasal, oral cavity, pharynx, trachea, lungs, ribs, diaphragm, human respiratory systems. The air around us has various types of unwanted particles such as smoke, dust, pollen, etc. When we inhale, the particles get trapped in the air present in our nasal cavity. However, sometimes these particles may get past the air in the nasal cavity. This may irritate the lining of cavity, as a result of which we sneeze. Sneezing expels these foreign particles from the inhaled air, and the dust frees clean air enter our body. Take care. When you sneeze, you should cover your nose so that the foreign particles you expel are not inhaled by the other person. Activity 6.4. Take a deep breath, measure the size of the chest with a measuring tape and record your observations in table 6.2. Measure the size of chest again when expand and indicate which classmate show the maximum expansion of the chest. We can understand the mechanism of breathing by simple mood. Air is down, ribs move out. Diaphragm moves down, inhalations. Activity 6.1. Take a white plastic bottle. Remove the bottle yet Y-shaped glass or plastic tubes. Make a hole in the lid so that the tubes may pass throughout it. To the forked and the tubes fixed to deflated balloons. Introduce the tube into the bottle. As shown in figure 6.2, now cap the bottle, seal it to make it airtight. To the open base of bottle, tie a thin rubber or plastic sheet using a large rubber band. To understand the expansions of the lungs, pull the rubber sheet from the base downwards and watch the balloons. Next, push the rubber plastic sheet up and observe the balloons. Did you see any changes in the balloons? What do the balloons in the model of represented? What does the rubber sheet represented? Now you should be able to expansion the mechanism of breathing. What do we breathe out? Activity 6.6. Take a cylinder, clean test tubes or glass plastic bottle. Make a hole in it, lid and fix it on the bottle. Pour some freshly prepared lime water in the test tube. Insert a plastic straw through the hole in the lid in such a way that it dips in lime water. Now blow gently through the straw a few times. Is there a change in the appearance of lime water? Can you explain these changes on the basis of what you learned in chapter 5? You are aware the air we inhale or exhale is a mixture of gases. What do we exhale? Do we exhale only carbon dioxide or mixture of gas along with You must have also observed that if you exhale on a mirror, a film of moisture appears on its surface. From where do these droplets come? Bojo wants to know how much air persons can hold in the lungs. Plastics, bottles, balloons, rubber sheet, model to show mechanism of breathing. Straw, lime water, effect of exhale air on lime water. The percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide inhale and exhale air. Inhale air 21% oxygen less. Exhale air 60.4% oxygen. 0.4% carbon dioxide, 4.4% carbon dioxide. Breathing in other animals. Animals such as elephant, lions, cows, goats, frog, lizard, snake, birds have lungs in their chest cavity like the human beings. How do other organisms breathe? Do they also have lungs like those of human beings? Let us find out. Cockroach. A cockroach has a small opening on the side of its body. Other insects also have a similar opening. Bojo want to know if cockroach, snails, fish, earthworm, ants, and mosquito also have lungs. These opening air called spiracles. Insects have a network of air tubes called trachea for gas exchange. Oxygen-rich air rushes through spiracles into the trachea tubes, diffuse into the body tissues, and reaches every cell of the body. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the cell goes into trachea tubes and moves out through spiracles. These air tubes or trachea are found only in insects and not in any other groups of animals. Trachea system, earthworm. Recall from chapter 6 of class 6 that earthworms breathe through the skin. The skin of any earthworm feels moist and slimy on touching. Gas can easily pass through them. Though frogs have a pair of lungs like human beings, they can also breathe through their skin, which is moist and sleepy. Bojo has seen in television program that whales and the dolphin often come up to the water surface. They even release a fountain of water sometimes while moving upward. And why do they so? Breathing underwater. Can we breathe and survive in water? There are many organisms which live in water. How do they breathe underwater? You have studied in class 6 that gills in fish help them to use oxygen dissolve in water. Gills are projections of skin. You may wonder how gills help in breathing. Gills are well supplied with blood vessels. 16. For exchange of gases, gills. Breathing organs in fish. Do the plant also respire? Like other living organism, plant also respire for their survival. As you have learned in class 6, they also take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. In cells, oxygen is used to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water, as in other organisms. In plant, each plant can independently can take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. You have already learned in chapter 1 that the leaves of the plant have tiny pores called stomata for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Paheli wants to know whether roots, which are underground, also take in oxygen. If so, how? Like all other living cells of the plant, the root cell also need oxygen to generate energy. Root takes up air from the air space present between the soil particles. Root air space. Root absorb air from the soil. Can you guess what would happen if a potted plant in overweighted. In this chapter, you learn that respiration is vital biological process. All living organisms needed to respire to get the energy needed for their survival. Anaerobic respiration, breathing rate, cellular respiration, diaphragm exhalations, gills, lungs, inhalations, spiral, trachea, ribs. What do you have learned? Respiration is essential for survival for living organism.